My name is Ryan Nicole Austin, artist name Ryan Nicole, no spaces. And I'm an artist, activist, athlete, actress, and I'm a mom, and I'm a native Oaklander. I've been here my entire life. I'm also the creator of the Haven Project. The Haven Project is a cultural media development and distribution strategy to affect voter sentiments and citizen sentiments around housing justice. What that really means is I gather all my artist homies, culture makers, culture bearers, producers, actresses, athletes, all these different things, to come together and speak about their experiences and their perspective on how housing is happening in the city that we love and the places that we live. And in this case, we're talking about Oakland.
I grew up as a little girl on 66th and Avenue. I can see my neighborhood and I can feel that sense of safety. The Oakland that I think is a haven, it's heartbreaking because I just think about my childhood. You know, I just think about a time where it was affordable to be here, that people were still very clear on the teachings of the Panthers and what our responsibilities were to each other. You know, that this idea that it was Black power for Black people and brown power for brown people. Like, I remember being in elementary school, kindergarten, and hearing that and knowing that that was the truth of where I came from. I'm old enough to remember East Oakland before crack really wrecked us, and nobody had a locked door, you know, and there was, my life was Black at the core, but like I always had pho when I was sick. I always knew what my favorite taco truck was. Like, my life has always been that diverse. And so I know that what's in the balance is soul is not something you can buy, no matter how much they're trying to charge for rent out here. It's just not something that you can purchase, and it gets dissipated, I guess, you know, as with all things that die. And so it's just, yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, bro.
It's literally, I mean, you know, it's disturbing. You feel me? Like, I was talking about it with somebody today, just, you know, just vibing, just like, it's crazy how this shit wasn't even like this like 5-6 years ago.
Right.
Not like it is now. Like, it's intense. You drive around the city and it's like, you know what I'm saying? I was driving over for like 16th going towards like Alameda.
Mm-hmm.
And there's literally like a whole little city there now. You feel
Right.
me? Like, in between East like 12th and like the freeway, like there's a city. There's like it's like little wood houses, sheds,
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
I saw there were people there before, but now it's like, it's literally like they're building a subdivision there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's I don't know. And then you have these people with these brand new condominiums right there, and then there's people living in tents right across the street. Like,
Right.
what's going on?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's ill.
It's ill. Like,
Mhm.
where's it going? What's next?
They dragged me out of my house in my pajamas. They broke the lock on my door, and 3 sheriffs and some guy who came to change the locks dragged me, my tenant, my son, and my dog out of my house. I lost my home through a probate foreclosure, which is some nasty business. I was from a decent area, and I'm moderately educated. This can happen to anybody. Has happened to a lot of people. You have a lot of talent in Oakland, but we're being priced out. I mean, unless you're able to come up with a code for a phone or something, you're gonna be struggling. Being out here, being homeless ain't easy. It's like being a farmer back in the day. It really is. Sleeping at night is dangerous. You're asleep and it's dark. Your stuff is out. You can't be on point 24/7. I'm not eating as well as I can. It's hard for me to bathe. I crave sitting in a bathtub so much. I thought that this would happen so quickly. It's been almost 10 years now. Well, this is the front room. This is the fire, the center, the hearth, right, the hearth. This is a bar and grill over here. And I like to cook for everyone. And when I get to, we haven't used that yet, but we're working on it. This is my slow the fuck down sign. They come through here sometimes, they're going 80, 100 miles an hour. I think it's like, oh, the trucks are no problem. The trucks are great. No, it's the common man in his fast car, his muscle car. Vroom, they come through here. People need respect. I mean, just because you live outside doesn't mean you have to live in a dumpster, though. It is kind of hard to make it not look like a dumpster. You've had a lot of people that have been through hardship, seen injustice, but this is the strongest place ever. The women here, strongest women, most beautiful women, the men, most loving, good-spirited fuckers I have ever had the pleasure, the honor to know. The people that have saved my life are the people on this block. You get kicked out, you've got nowhere to go. You go where you feel safe, or where you feel you can tuck in and get a moment of privacy. The equity of a citizen is not the money in their pocket. It's the deeds, the merits, the things they put forth, their hopes, their dreams, and where they put their energy.
It's been so hard being home these last couple of days because I'm so fucking mad, yo. I'm just so mad. I don't want to be here. I'm so mad. Like, this is that bullshit.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Yes, the rhythm, the rebel. Until we overthrow the whole system, we can't settle. The call for revolution echo from ghetto to ghetto. At the protest, fists in the air, ready to explode. Out in the streets with the people, feel the spirit. I put it in the music, I put it in the lyrics. I've been on this conscious, been speaking political. Bum rush the sounds I made 5 years ago. Love a revolution, still marching to the beat. No justice, no peace, defund the police. Breonna Taylor killer still free. Black people hanging from trees, huh? We are the change that we seek. Now come on. Yeah. Radio, they hardly ever play me. I say they names, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Rashad Brooks, Elijah McCain, Shaman DeRosa, so many others. I'm ready to raise a ruckus. What's my contribution? I'm thinking about solutions, reparations, housing and education. All these corporations adopting these slogans. Sound like they using us as tokens. We don't need your donations. Change your policy of discrimination. Train the police in tactics of de-escalation. We don't need them. Take your foot off our neck. We not breathing. No 4th of July, no pledge of allegiance. A new season. America, we need healing. For the truth that I'm speaking, I might get arrested for treason. President probably call me a heathen. He say Oakland like living in hell, then I'm a demon, a rebel.
And feel like you wouldn't get the wrath of God. That's what is happening right now. It's not for a single cop, it's for all of it. Fucking all of it.
My name is Blake Simons. I'm the co-founder of People's Breakfast Oakland. I like to call myself, a grill master, a jack of all trades, but do a lot of things with PBOs in terms of serving food in the field, to running the business operations, to fundraising. But I like to say I've probably done every single aspect of the program, security to handing out food, handing out water, to shopping, to cooking. Yeah, I feel like I've done everything within the organization. Yeah, so me and my partner, Delency Parham, we started People's Breakfast Oakland in 2017. Both of us were in a lot of student organizing at the time. And we saw kind of a lot of like the classism, I would say, in terms of college organizing. It's like, yeah, we want to organize on campus, but we forget about the community. At that time, I was also reading To Die for the People by Huey Newton, and reading about how, in Merritt College, they, was like, all right, we need to get off the campus and into the community more, right? So for us, we're like, all right, we need to do the same thing. At the time, I was living in West Oakland as well, and just seeing rampant houselessness everywhere. Like, you go outside your house and you just see people living on the streets. I'm like, how can I be this organizer? How can I say I believe in a revolution and we're not helping impact the people who's most impacted by this white supremacist system, right? People living in the streets, people living, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from. So, we called ourselves People's Breakfast Oakland in the tradition of the Black Panther Party, right? And not reinventing the wheel. So we created the organization to improve the material conditions of our people living in the streets. And when we say our people, it's like we're serving Black folks, right? Black elders, former Black Panthers, Black, trans folks, Black queer folks, right? Black youth, like all impacted by the system of white supremacy. Well, I think with Oakland and the Bay Area, it's the most expensive place in the world. We right next door to Silicon Valley, where all of these tech billionaires, right? So I think, tech has a big thing to do with it, but also like if you're looking at Governor Brown at the time, like the way he came into Oakland and wanted to make it uptown Oakland, right? You know what I mean? So it's this whole system of cultural genocide, and we got to understand why. And I think Oakland is the home of the Black Panther Party, the home of Black Power, the home of so many of these progressive movements that we love, that, okay, people wanted to destroy that. The cause of the housing crisis, I think it's white people's obsession with domination. It's white people's obsession with land. It goes back to settler colonialism. It's stealing the land from indigenous people and loaning people to making it something profitable for the white ruling class. I think it's survival pending revolution. I don't think, we want to build these programs to support our people, but also support our people to build towards revolution, right? Revolution is always a process. It ain't just gonna happen tomorrow. Things ain't just gonna burn down. Like, revolution is about destroying, but it's also about creating. We gotta create twice, 3 times, 4 times as much as we're destroying, because we wanna build alternatives to this police state. Housing is a human right. The right to food is a human right. The right to medical care is a human right. The right to counseling is a human right. Like, we are in a fight for our human rights as much as we are for our civil rights. Freedom for me is just being able to ride my Harley and not worry about no police stopping me. Not worry about being harassed, right? We gotta really think about, what does freedom mean to you? What does it look like on a day-to-day basis? Like, we don't really want money. We want housing, we want food, we want our family to be protected.
Somebody really needed to hear this, man. For real. Speak up. They keep saying that the revolution televised. I've been in the streets before and seen it with my eyes. I can't swallow any truth when all you feed is lies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. Feel like the pressures of the world is trying to weigh me down. Why it seem like the president is trying to play me out? How come we the ones they justify the homicides? QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. Stay woke. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. From the skies, from the skies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. My heart is broken, I really ain't knowing how to feel. It's like they paint a target on my back, I'm in the battlefield. Make me wanna hit the range mode, seem like they out to kill. And if it was a compromise, it feels like they backed out the deal. I can't tell no one how to feel, that's why I had to vent. Something bigger going on, the tension in the air is thick, it's sickening. Witnessing all these killings round the globe. But a week ago, some black People almost killed my bros, whoa. Stealing, so I'm not making personal priorities first. Killed by a brother, killed by another. Really, what is worse? America took us. From that day, the country had a curse. Bubble been building up for a minute and it had to burst. Not with the loot and the black businesses. It don't make no sense. How you gon' rob us and then support us? That's some crazy shit. Say you love our race, but don't support us. That's some lazy shit. If cops got convicted for they murders, wouldn't be none of this. They keep saying that the revolution televised. I've been in the streets before and seen it with my eyes. I can't swallow any truth when all you feed is lies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. Feel like the pressures of the world is trying to weigh me down. Why it seem like the president is trying to play me out? How come we the ones they justify the homicide? QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. It ain't a black and white issue, it's who racist or not. Even some police taking knees, going against they cops. Body drop, young black brother, you know we love ya. They emulate your style to be popular in the public, change the subject. Okay, sister, I see your Insta. They get they whole body done and they still ain't fucking with you. It's official, radically transparent that we got issues. They hate us, then love us. Soon as a cop unload his pistol, then they piss too. They saying that the revolution televised. I've been in the streets before and seen it with my eyes. I can't swallow any truth when all you feed is lies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. Feel like the pressures of the world is trying to weigh me down. Why it seem like the president is trying to play me out? How come we the ones they justify the homicide? QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies. Stay woke. QEP and Malcolm Martin talking from the skies.
I think Oakland and the Bay Area is a really special place. I have so many good memories growing up in the Bay Area, from the community space and store that my mom and aunt had, the urban village, the cultural centers, La Pena, going to all ages shows as a little kid and performing there in the beginning of my career, and all these hip hop shows that I would go to there. Going to the Gavin convention, going to dance classes in the Mission and the Malunga Center, going to the Ashby Flea Market and getting jewelry and incense and roti, walking the lake as a teenager, going to the farmer's market and taking my daughter as a mom and a grown-up. I love the Redwoods, I love the Bay, I love the area. One of the things that makes me proud being from the Bay Area is I feel like it's one of the most woke places. Every race, every culture. I think one of the biggest challenges about living in the Bay Area for so many people is how high the rent is and how unaffordable housing has become. And I think that, a lot of people are houseless now, living on the street in tinted cities for blocks and blocks because housing has become so unaffordable. So that's definitely something that I want to see change in the Bay Area. And I'm hoping with things like the Haven project that starts to change, because Oakland and the Bay Area should be a place that people can live in and thrive in as long as they want.
Developers really are, an important part of the built environment, ecosystem. Because, when you think about it, there's a developer who basically sees a piece of property and they have an idea about, what to build, and they decide who they're going to get to design it, who they're going to get to build it, who they're going to get to maintain it, who they're going to design it to attract to live or work there, and also, who they're going to sell it to in the end, who they're going to give the space on the ground floor of a high rise to have their little small business. And, we, as developers, have a great deal of creative as well as influence over that whole thing. And unfortunately, as Black people, we have been denied an ability to participate in that. No matter what kind of sentiment a high-rise crane invokes in us, when we see it. I will say that a lot of us see a crane, myself included, in Oakland, and it creates a lot of anxiety and stress because what it represents is typically something that is not working to our good. It represents to us in our mind more of the harsh side of gentrification, prices going up, people that don't look like us coming in, marginalizing us being displaced, our family being displaced from all of this. And yet, on the other side, that when you think about it, as long as we as people keep on having babies, as long as we keep on, having families that grow, we're going to need that built environment to meet our housing needs, to meet our facilities needs, to give us places to shop for our food and supplies. And so it's kind of like you can't live with it and you can't live without it. And so, I just choose to sometimes be in a place where I can participate in making sure that that built environment includes us.
This is Don Reed for the Haven Project. This is our home. We take care of our own.
I can tell. I can tell
dude,
you love it.
It's
I can see you
amazing, man.
here.
The
I
windows.
can see you here. This place was made for you.
I know, bro. So tell me, what's the numbers? How we looking?
Here's the good news. This place is practically free. You're only looking at $7,000 a month.
$7,000 a month?
I know, it's free. It's free.
Look, man, I'm an artist. I don't make a lot of money, but I need a decent place to live in Oakland, and I'm from here. I mean, come on, man. 7,000?
It's a steal. It's a steal, and I get it. I know you're an artist. I dig it. I get it, man. You're flying, Wu-Tang, but
All right, yeah, but look, do you got something more reasonable? Like don't hook up the jug. You got anything like that?
Look, I get it. I want to put you in a place. All right.
I need a place.
So let's do this. All right. Follow me.
All right, let's go. All right.
All right, I got something for you. Same neighborhood, different price range. You're gonna dig it, partner. You're gonna dig it.
Okay.
Check it out. Right here, we have a pristine mid-century white stone. Don't worry about that. We'll get that taken care of before you move in, because I know you're gonna move in. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I can't wait to see your face. Check this out right here. Pristine, up-and-coming neighborhood. All right. As you can see, current tenants haven't moved out yet. They haven't moved out, but they'll be gone by the time you move in. But you're gonna dig this. Check it out right here. This right here. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Mwah. Check this out right here. Premier access to one of the most sought after parklets in the city. That's right. You have premier access.
Better than the tent. Guess I'll take it.
My man. Oh, yeah, we can do that too.
All right.
I live in Los Angeles now, so like every time I come home, I haven't noticed a gradual change, right? Because I haven't been sitting in it. So like I just look around and there's so many new things. But like, I don't know, nobody I know who grew up there like really partakes in them. I mean, the reality of the situation is like most people I know who grew up there don't live there anymore, like have moved out to Hercules or to, you know,
that part.
Outskirts.
That part.
But even still, there's like a weird, like when you look at, I mean, I'm just, you know, pandemic time, like First Fridays probably hasn't been a thing, but like, even when it used to be, like you would go there and you sort of had to wait till it was over to see Oakland again. Like, and then like when everybody else left, all of a sudden it looked like the town again. It was like, oh, there's all my friends I grew up with, and there's like, oh, and here we're gonna swing the cars, and like here's everybody like playing the old like hyphy hits and dancing and stuff. But you had to wait till everybody left who doesn't like have a cultural reference point for that, and then like around midnight, 1 a.m. like after, you know.
That's a really keen observation.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So it's just there's, I don't know, I guess there's like a sense of, and we're working on this blind spotting TV show too, right? That deals a lot with this. Like we talk about it all the time that there's this feeling of something about the city not being for the people who were born in the city.
Yeah.
You know, or the various cities. This is sort of spans like the East Bay and certainly San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco, we all look at San Francisco as like that's the example of like when it went too far, right?
Right.
Like, nobody lives there anymore. Who do you know who lives in San Francisco?
Right. Nobody.
So, I don't know. But yeah, there's this sense of it just not being for you really. And that's weird. And even for me, and like I have money, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, it's not really financial.
Right.
It's just that like the existence of this thing didn't take me into account or any of the people I came up with or grew up with.
Right.
My family immigrated from South Korea a little bit following the Korean War after my parents, you know, grew up and became adults and then immigrated here to the US and landed in the Bay. You know, I don't think there's anywhere like Oakland, right? I've seen so much growing up here, especially in DB. When folks think about civic engagement and political education in that sense, in the realm of civics, right? Within the realm of talking about electoral politics, that they don't see a space for that. Super boring. It's like super dry. Let me just make a phone bank. Let me just like talk to someone on the phone. Let me like go to your door and talk to you about all these policies. And I really don't believe that to be true, because I think that when you think about any political movement, on the forefront of that are the signs, are the music, is the people, it's the chants, it's the way in which we move our bodies and interact with the world as an expression of that political belief. I think is important. It's important to infuse that into the political realm, because without it, all we would be talking heads. So I could remember growing up on hip hop and listening to, you know, Fight the Power, right? And like listening to that and hearing and understanding and knowing that that's a way in which we can begin to influence all of us to understand it, right? I think that now with social media, it's a whole different game. If you're putting anything out onto your social media spaces, you have to be able to engage people in an artful way, right? In a meaningful way, in a way that expresses the stories of the people that you're speaking for, and that are speaking for themselves, right? That expression is there. So I really believe that without it, the stories can't be told.
Art, it's obviously sacred, but to me it holds two very important roles in shaping how our realities come to be. I think we hear how artists can use their voice to leverage topic, substance, meaning, right? They often use arts, and it's been said in several social movement spaces, right, that if it weren't for the music, it wouldn't have happened. So music certainly is the soundtrack for the work that we live. Music has the ability to, amplify interest or agenda, however you want to discuss it. But most recently, I've been looking at the role of art in terms of one of the last safe spaces in the Black experience. Art is our imagination. Our imagination is integral to being able to reimagine and reframe new ways of living.
I think it was, I want to say it was early in the quote unquote pandemic and all that, maybe like June or, maybe like May.
Okay.
It was before George Floyd, so I think it was May. And we went over to the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. And we had a great day, it was beautiful, and we left. We were driving back to Oakland, and my middle son was like, looking around, he was like, "It's nice over here, Dad." I was like, "Yeah, it is." And he was like, "There's no homeless here."
Wow.
And I was like, damn.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, you're so used to seeing encampments and tents and people living out of their cars, and like that, to not see that is different for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, it
Right.
tripped me out. I was like, wow. And that's the part that it's crazy to me, is that the fact that this thing has become normalized.
Yeah.
It's like fools move out here and they just like, oh, it's just like this.
Right.
And they just like stepping over people living on the street. Whereas us who live here, I mean, some of us even are like, you get numb to it after a while because you've seen it for a couple years now.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't want to get numb to it.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
I want it to kind of sting when I see it, because it's like they saying my boy Latif, the truth speaker, told me like 10% of the American population is homeless.
Right, man. That's crazy.
10%. Like, okay. But and then we're in California,
yeah,
which has the 5th largest gross national product in the world.
Yeah.
And then you got all the major cities are full of hella homeless people.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going
all
on?
the tech fools live out here. They're doubling up their billions of dollars, their fortunes in 6 months.
Yeah.
And the homeless population is skyrocketing. Like, what's going on?
Right.
How does that work?
Right.
It's like empire. It feels like empire right now. Like,
yeah.
Like the whole Roman Empire or the Greek Empire. Like the rich, like seriously getting fatter, and like they're dining on, and then they're throwing literally crumbs to the people. That's what it's starting to feel like for real.
It's happening to me. I'm out here right now, moving my whole family on the spur of the moment, and God bless, I even found a spot, and now I'm going further out than I've ever been in 18 years.
Check money. Check money. Check money. I see they talk about the ways they get paid. Yeah. Check money. Check money. Check money. Check money. Yeah. Seen it in the 90s with the .coms. Condo, shiny poppin' gendarmes. We was still grimy, you had no charm. Mainline money till it's no funds. Turn Mission Street to a lounge act. Drunk frat boys where they found at. End up missing how you love that. When your crown get christened all the brown cats. Got pushed out, this ain't your house. 3rd generation came from down south. Now I got these mummies all in my mouth. Throwing tech money tryna get me out. Seen it all before, watch the wheels spin. We'll be puffing nails till the world ends. All I wanna do is try to make sense. Love my city, but the gentry's got it real tense.
I'm all about business getting built and infrastructure getting built. But why not tap the people who have been here for generations and involve them in the process and empower the people here already?
Talk about the ways they get paid. Yeah. Check money, check money, check money, check money. Yeah. Seen it once again, now it's too close. Left the Silicon, now it's my folks. Came over the bridge, dashing on hope. Rent sky high, better tie rope. Wrap around the neck till it's real tight. People can't survive, this is real life. If it's to the town, it don't feel right. Not the way it's going down, what that meal like. Starving from the beach, bitch, she left us out. Ask down, weed us out. Separate the seed from the shaft, bruh. I be with my peoples getting strapped up. Move a lot of heat through these masters. So you'll never see me eating with these saps, blood. I don't worship money, cue the laughter. Is technology a blessing or a cancer? I see they talk about the ways they get paid. Tech money, tech money, tech money, tech money.
Yo. Motherfucker can't even afford to pay rent, you know what I'm saying? Too expensive out this bitch. Where'd the culture go? They bringing in corporate culture into the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, California. What happened to the people, man, the culture?
Hello?
Hey, Ahmed?
Who?
We're looking for Ahmed. This is MTV Cribs.
Ahmed?
Ahmed, yeah. We're looking for a comedian out.
Oh, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives here. Unit B.
Unit B.
Yeah, I can take you there.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Let's go.
Come on.
Oh, through here?
Right this way, Unit B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ahmed, Unit B. It's the spot.
This is the spot?
This is the apartment.
This
Yeah,
is
just
it.
knock, he's there.
Yo, what's up, MTV Chris? Welcome to my crib. Come on in here. Come on to Unit B.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere.
What's up? I'm so glad you guys are here to check out my crib. Oh shit, I gotta have that closed. Yeah, that's a surprise. I'll let you see it later on. But welcome to my crib, man. Like this is one of the best places to live in Oakland, man. I'm only paying $5,000 a month for this, and it is great. This is my kitchen and my sink. I have all my toiletries here, all my beans, my seasoning. It's great. I just finished breakfast, as you see, and then I brushed my teeth right over it. It's great, man. Like, look at this. This is amazing. Right here in the heart of Oakland. Look at these rugs right here. You see this? $68 in Berkeley at a thrift store. I got 2 of them and a weight scale. Like, what a steal. And right next to it, it's my favorite part, the motherfucking entertainment center, son. Here I get shit while I'm watching Netflix, listening to some music. It's great, man. Like, I love this place. You know, I only get, like, and for Oakland, such a great deal. I only got 12 roommates in here, and I got the best part, the master bedroom.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and battles happen everywhere.
You might have seen it earlier, but take a good look at this right here. Look at that. See, I sleep right there. How many people do you know can sleep in the shower? Nobody, just me, all right? And I'm paying $5,000 a month to do it. I don't even have to get up when I wake up in the morning. I can just turn it on and just let it run down me. I'm paying for all this through OnlyFans, Grubhub, Uber, Lyft, Amazon, Instacart, Caviar, all that just for this. So amazing. And you know what? That has been all my time. Thank you for coming and checking out this great loft. But you gotta go because I gotta shit and people are gonna pay money to see that. All right, bye.
I take a look around and I could barely recognize it. All I see now are zip lines and high rises. Possession is so prized, they privatize behind eyes. So cables line the sky for Wi-Fi and high prices. So we introduce vices, add some lights for nightlife. How cities with new faces be so bright but so lifeless. Once illuminated by the moon but gone soon. Submerged in new waters like rains of monsoons. Towering the cities of places I once knew. We don't see the bigger scheme and pollution that come too. You see, I want it known, I want people to see my home. But when regulations neglected and locals are told to go, or when lands are disrespected, they forget to follow codes. And so who's reaping all the benefits, the money come and go? Oh, So make way for the hotels, those sell, covering the roots that we know well, oh well. Price for the land, take a wholesale, don't sell. Make another mall, hope it don't fail, grow sales. Cause when they drape the landscape and it's making a man's weight, green faces placed on these papers dictating they hold weight. To locals they gave bait to get minimum wage rates, just for the sake of making spaces so natives are displaced. The culture's so rich, the food is so pure. I wish these tourists really saw it for its natural allure.
Oakland, up until the 1990s, you know, probably maybe mid 1990s up until now, was considered a chocolate city. You know, Oakland was like a little bit over around 40%, you know, black. And we were known for that. But what we're facing now is extreme displacement, rapid gentrification, and really in East Oakland looming gentrification. We see, you know, bits and pieces of it, and we're trying to right now, East Oakland Collective and many other, you know, community partners, we're trying to get ahead of the curve of it. But what we're experiencing now is just the high cost of living in the Bay Area, that high cost of living not matching up with minimum wage, job development. So, you know, we're not seeing an increase in jobs or wages. We're not seeing an increase in a variety of jobs that will allow people from different skill sets to actually, you know, get or maintain a job. You know, we're also seeing the explosion of decades of discriminatory housing policies, redlining. We have a mayor and a administration who is prioritizing market rate development. So where they're building private and commercial property that most people can't afford, they're not building deeply affordable housing. And because of the income gaps, you know, we need deeply affordable housing, not just affordable housing, because now more people qualify for affordable housing. You can qualify for affordable housing and be making 75, 80K still. But what about the people who are making below 25K? Or who have no income at all, like some of our unhoused brothers and sisters. I think there's many ways that people can make change, you know, in their cities, and you can either do it from the inside, you know, and that's within politics, that's becoming a government official, that's running for mayor, running for council member, or you can do it on the outside. So I chose to do it on the outside, where there's less red tape, less bureaucracy, you know, and I have a little bit more freedom and power to kind of, you know, listen to the residents and actually do what I'm beholden to the community to do.
What's up, people? This is Fantastic Negrito for the Haven Project. Listen, this is our home. We take care of our own. Working Paul. Oh, the man is on vacation. That man take that whip and try to beat you down. Whoa, keep on knocking, don't give up. Keep on knocking, but I can't get in. Well, keep on knocking. Keep on knocking, but I can't get in. Feel like it's so far. Him clean my city, me sell my soul. Him evil genius. Turn working people to the working poor, to the working poor. But we won't go. Keep on knocking. Well, I keep on knocking, but I can't get in. I keep on knocking, keep on knocking. Keep on knocking, but I can't get in. Sip fancy coffee. Step over bodies outside his door. Him fancy condos, he live in a condo. He, she called Popo. I was singing too loud. Oh, I was singing too loud. He said, he, she called Popo, baby, I don't know. sell your life. Well, to keep on knocking. Well. Well, I keep on knocking, but I can't get in. Well, I keep on knocking. Keep on knocking, but I can't get in. 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 Step over body, sip holy water. Step over body, sip holy water.
Give me some world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future. Give me some world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future.
I peep the numbness, grow like a fungus in my town. Then I examine all the damage savages became the habit, or else you scattered like the roaches and rats that preyed upon rabbits, attacked by snakes and they own habitat and avalanche descended. Outsiders recommended what we eat and where we shop. The way we hip hop invaded the block, yo. It wasn't nothing we could say to them. Looking dumb if we try to debate with them, cause look y'all, we gave it up like a prom night by killing everything we created. We hate it if it's not right. Tell me I'm lying. Divide and conquer, inspire, cause our fists lost the grip to raise it up. We too tired of cowardice. We powerless with our opinions. Forked tongues, they tell the truth, they only cause division. So what's the mission? To tell the kids then, nothing to give them but memories of home. That's no safe place to live in.
This world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future. Give me some world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future.
I'm forced to habit, nomadic, the sense of place is sporadic. That's why we beef with organic. Ain't been whole since the past year. They flip our home like gymnastics. We just so happy to have it. We learn to bend like italics. They mow us over like grasses. Expatriate our black asses. Might drag our feet with no static. We had a flair for dramatics. Now we just pseudo-climactic. Passive defeat be they tactic. And we just eat what they hand us. So thank you, massa. I'm famished up with various cancers, advances in fashion. How did I end up rapping? Got degrees with some chances to affect the true circumstances. The way we think when we believe. How we perceive a name of success. So I put the S on my chest. And yes, a lot sport the dress code. A hero for the people, but they in Depeche mode. Personal Jesus, costume nemesis, disguising evil. Rationalize, fantasize, romanticizing our people. My hands are rough like a man. The callous Alice we're in. This wonderland ain't pretend. No place to call motherland. She bastardizes a kid. Turn around and blame it on them. I heard I never depend. That kind of help be my end. But I've been working the land. Learn how to plan, grow and tend. I use my talents therein till freedom is evident. Said I've been working the land. Learn how to plan, grow and tend. I use my talents therein till freedom is evident.
Give me some world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future. Give me some world, can I have my own space? A safe place for me to make my maneuvers. Sweet pace, free my mind, take time, realign, forward back to the future.
There are a lot of things that the government could be doing better. There's a lot of things that companies, corporations, there's a lot of things that the newcomers, and just really all of us can be doing better to really alleviate and help this housing crisis. For one, we need to prioritize deeply affordable housing. We need to incentivize landowners, landlords to accept. We can also look at innovative and creative ways to turn units into housing where this there's an ADU movement, now there's tiny home movement right now, but we need the government to actually, permit tiny homes so that people can put them in their backyards. Work with, I think, really residents of color to convert their garages to put in ADUs, and that not only brings in additional income for that homeowner who still may be a low or middle income earner, but it also generates more housing stock for people to live in. And I think this is something that's not often talked about. We actually need to reimagine what housing looks like.
Of apologies, honestly be selfish. Hive mind the colony, I gotta be me. It's truly all subjective, looking from all perspectives. I'm growing more, so there's more that I can see. Vanish the advantage, still gunning for a vanquish. Holy, holy to the God for second, third chances. Significance on the wake up, it's a blessing to breathe. Catch myself stressing, gotta keep advancing. Man, I hate to think what I kept under that mattress. Love to know that I was picked up out of that madness. Cheers to my guys, whiskey, they glasses, divinity and energy, the presence how we planned it.
This shit is tight, OJ's glove to me, uplift you like you short and trying to give a hug to me. Shit is squash, it's not whatever it was to me. On some next shit, blessed shit with company. Used to be alone, me and my phone, raps any songs, looking for a soul to hang on. Yeah. RNS, cause I speak all facts. You hate me, but I hate y'all back. And I love it though. Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, LaVitti, I sing different. Had to figure out to make change where pain living. Got us all shaking, break out, I was caged in it. Keep us all shake for motherfuckers who play different. Fly sky level wings on them, the plane missing. To the neck, choke, change of hands on freaky women. Poisonous like Ricky Bell or Mike Bivens. Cause who really wanna be devolved? Green.
Insecure ain't the place for you, yeah. Part the seas, make a way for you, yeah. Look at how you made it through. I see you in my reflection, look what you made me do. I got a soft spot for you, it's a long shot. You came out the pressure like a diamond in the Lord's watch. Woke like alarm clocks. Beautiful soul, I'm usually cold, I ought not be so open, exposed. Cause what happens when I do and you don't show up? What happens if I stop making excuses and really grow up? I really see you, yeah. Saying I need you is an understatement. How many people are really perfect? I promise it's zero. Balancing the perception that equal is all ego. Ain't no such thing, and I love you just the same. Who am I to blame? You took my last name. Who am I to blame? Riding in the fast lane.
Took a test and prayed it didn't come back positive. I look around like I'm weighing out the positive. Hey, ain't that nigga that robbed you? Oh, you positive? I try to chill on the opposite of negative. If I prayed, would the cross make me more positive? I got a text about a baby, are you positive? This life is crazy, but I'm living versus kissing up daisies. And that confidence has me feeling positive. And that's a blessing, I'm politicking with angels like y'all ready, hands ready around these laps. I'm focused and very steady, I'm seeing the bigger picture, even feeling when it's heavy. This that opposite of a broken levee. This that gun jam in a school shooting. This that safe catch when the baby's moving. No one snitching all in the first 48. This that shh, don't tell mama about that new broken plate. That's positive.
This is Gina Madrid for the Haven Project. This is our home. We take care of our own.
Es hora de cambiar las reglas del juego que han causado mal. A todo el sistema hay que reparar. Oakland ha cambiado, pero aquí seguimos. Amor por nuestra cultura nos mantiene vivos. Nunca nos rendimos, estamos unidos. Techo para todos is a human right. Affordable housing shouldn't be a fight. Displacing the people, it should be a crime. Hey, Libby Chop, you better step it up. Yup. Just look around, know where you stand. Don't let the evil play, just stay alert. This is the time for us to see a change. This is our home and we'll let those in the office take what we deserve. No, we won't beg, and we will fight the city rats until we win. Till we see the money flowing in our communities, housing in place and people off the streets. Care for the mamas who gotta feed their children. We want help for those with mental illness. Let's get louder, you know the wrong. We got the power, alza la voz. Let's get louder, we know the wrong. We got the power, alza la voz.
Make sure you get out and vote. Your voice matters. Gina Madrid, Oakland.
This is Rocky Rivera for the Haven Project. This is our home, and we take care of our own.
It's deeper than the economic issue. There is a moral compass that is off. The consumption in this area is unreal. And it may not be conspicuous consumption by way of like transportation. That's one thing I always talk about. Oakland is so unique in its wealth acquisition because you don't see it in the form of these, Beverly Hills vehicles, if you will, right? But the consumption is still happening at unbelievable pace, and it's a lot of wanting and ownness, and not a redistribution. And it surprises me too, because even in my introduction to Oakland, my very first day coming here to serve, the space that I was in recognized whose native land we were on, right? So how do we have this world happening where we can even recall ancestral land? Like, how does Oakland at one intersection have that memory? But for the Black and brown people who lived here, made it what it is, made it a thriving community, they're invisibilized, right? So that's a unique paradox to me. How do you show up in the world, I think, should be the number one identifier for all persons. And then we'll find value in some of these overlooked spaces and overlooked people. It troubles me that there's so much otherness in a place that like prides itself, like Oakland, right? When we talk like the political structure and how people want to vote and what they want to be known for, they like to rep Oakland, but they are just like overlooking an Oakland that is here still. So it's economic, but it's also a moral compass. What does it mean to be sheltered in place if the place you sheltered in don't feel safe? And how do we become so qualified to judge and chastise and lose the ability to empathize with those who don't feel safe inside for whatever reason? You sometimes ain't got the luxury of feeling safe at home when you ain't got a safe space to call your own. No privacy, no courtesy, no bed, nor peace of mind. You're grateful for a roof over your head, but that's not where everybody spends their time. So by this time, you're already mastered trying to stay out the way. And you already overheard chatter about not overextending your stay. And trying to find resources hard without a computer or Wi-Fi. Plus, employment opportunities are scarce and local businesses are boarded up. So you being honest with yourself, asking like, why try? And it's not that everybody who's outside right now is even trying to be selfish. Some don't even want to be outside. They're just trying to avoid the insult of being displaced inside. You see, there's a lot of uncomfortable shift going on. And despite what you see on your timeline, not everybody's dancing to the same song. You know, some are dancing to the tune of loneliness and some ain't dancing at all. Some have their phones glued to their face and some ain't got no phones at all. No homes at all, no clocks on the wall, no time at all, no TikTok, no selfies, no hashtags, no memes, no statuses with complaints about how much food they overate. You know, some are still trying to find a meal and some will still trying to find their meal. I saw broken car glass on my run around the block today. I must got a lot running through my mind today. Probably an indicator that I need to be still and pray, but the fact is we are all in this together, and the ones who judge and lead without love must not know no better. The world's lungs are under attack, and we're wasting precious breath on judgment, conspiracy theories about the government. Remember, we don't all have the same privilege when it comes on to access to information, and we're not all watching the same station. And after 10 years as an administrator in special education, I can tell you we all learn different. Matter of fact, it's time for a deep breath. It's time for a reset. Creatives, be gentle with yourselves. It's okay to take a break. Your value as a person is not defined by the art you create. Some of us are called to be light, and all of us are called to be salt. Preserve your well-being. Let love and kindness be your currency. Let Christ's compassion lead the way. And despite what economists say, empathy is the new wave, and it's the same as the old one too. It's all cyclical. And if you believe that money makes the world go round, then yeah, this standstill can be scary. But there are those of us who learn to speak without talking and move without walking. This is a journey to the inside. No more sweeping it under the rug. That rug is filled. And yes, the pain is present, but the love is real. So, today I'm gonna be patient with myself. The goal is to be present, not perfect. And parents, you don't have to be perfect. This ain't no normal homeschooling. Your children can feel the world's stress, and under such circumstances, no one learns their best. And you are doing your best. And might I add, a damn good job? And so are our essential workers too. And right now, I'm gonna say a special prayer for our social workers and educators too. And all the folks doing food accessibility work, I see you. 3 black chefs in Meadowview, I see you. And I thank you from the abundance of my heart. And for our families with loved ones behind bars, I know this season is hard. So I don't want to offer any platitudes or throw any out of context scripture your way. And for those of us who've lost loved ones to the virus, we lament and pray. We are experiencing a collective grief to a scale none of us have ever seen before. Be gentle with yourselves. Do not harden your hearts. And maybe Christ knocking at the door.
So my grandparents are from Mexico on my mom's side, and they came to the U.S. and then they traveled all over the world. My mom was an army rat, but yeah. So I'm second generation to the U.S. There's just a lot of work to do. I don't have the answers, so I write songs about it, because that's how for me, music is my way of creating awareness of the things that are important to me. And that's my role in the community, to sing the things that may be hard to hear and are painful and can hurt, and also to get us feeling, because that's okay too. It's good to have feelings, strong feelings about these things and wanting change. And so I can only hope that maybe some of my lyrics will inspire that, but and maybe inspire the people, the policymakers, the people who can go in and stop these, school to prison pipelines, those people who can come in and make those kind of changes. That's what I hope my music can do. Originally, when I wrote the song, I hadn't finished the lyrics, and I saw footage of someone helping a baby who was crying from a boat, get to shore. And that made me super emotional. And there's such this polarized energy about, the refugee crisis. And for me, in that moment, I thought, this isn't political, this is just human. What would I do if I was on that shore and saw a baby crying? I would want to help. And I feel that's my own hope of humanity, that we do have that kind of empathy.
the darkness of my pain, I think you're calling me, your voice so faint. Wash my stories of who's to blame, purify my path, I'm not the same. Time to stand tall, let my past meet the sea. The current's so strong, it won't get the best of me. Had to leave it all, I just wanna be free. In the wide water tumbling, should I go out to sea? In the wide water tumbling, or is the shore waiting for me? Dreams are floating, feeling still. Eyes up to the skies, I know it's real. The birds carefree played with the wind. I've lived that peace before, will I again? Surviving it all, let my past meet the sea. Journey so long, it won't get the best of me. Trying to rise from this fall, I just wanna be free. Oh, these hands of faith, rest in this place, my saving grace, my saving grace. In the wide water tumbling, should I go out to sea? In the wide water tumbling, should I go out to sea? In the wide water tumbling, should I go? Is the shore waiting for me? Should I go? Or is the shore waiting for me?
The Oakland Haven, to me, I envision all of us house, and with being house, comes freedom. I think property is at the crux of how we get free. society, we have a long troubled history of property and land ownership, of people, of things, capitalism, and of stealing land, so this very white Eurocentric way of looking at land and coveting it and holding it and keeping it away from people and denying their access to it, it got us to where we are. So there's still a lot of those deep-rooted traits, and that's kind of how the government, I feel, operates, when it comes to land. So there's no surprise we're in this housing crisis, that we're in. But what I just love so much about Oakland is that we're still fighting against it. We're saying no matter what our numbers are, no matter if we went from 40% black to under 23% black, we are here and we are staying, and we're gonna lie down. We're gonna lie down in the middle of whatever you got going on. We're gonna interrupt. We're gonna disrupt these processes, and we're gonna come at it from all angles because we're not going anywhere. And that's the image that it constantly plays in my mind about Oakland, is that we're not going anywhere despite whatever is going on, despite any racist discriminatory policies, despite market rate development, despite these condos that are going up. We're not going anywhere, and we're going to do what we have to do.
Remember I talked about the power of that imagination, that we may not be able to see it in the scope of our reality, but if we keep creating spaces to do this imagination work, if we keep empowering our young people in their imagination, we'll see what it can look like to occupy this space differently. In the meantime, keep advocating for new pathways to see one another. Because at this point, it's not even about exclusively our unhoused loved ones, right? There is so much otherizing going on in Oakland. If we could just reframe and really see each other, there is so much more value in belonging.
We have this unique opportunity to learn from each other in a way that other places that I've lived don't, right? Because it's small, so all of these experiences are right up on top of each other. You've got multi-million-dollar tech and sports and cannabis, right? Right next to like extreme poverty. And so I think that it's a beautiful thing to be from Oakland, because I think especially for our generation, we have an idea of what's possible for the American experiment in ways that other places in America don't.
I feel like people from Oakland, we are rooted in resilience. Oakland has a rich culture and just history of protest, of movements, of very powerful, leaders of color, so I feel like that's in all of us, even if you're not in personal color. I think people are even still down a little bit. I always be like, that person is I can tell they're from Oakland, even though they're white. But I was like, I can tell they're from Oakland. They got a little bit of gangster in them, and Oakland folks we're authentic, and I think we carry a lot of pride for our city, no matter where we are.
I think that we have to also do is really understand the strength of numbers that we as black people have right now. Because, you can have like a tool at your disposal, but for lack of knowing that it's a tool, let alone how to use it, you go unserviced, by whatever its utility is. And what we have at our disposal right now is a very, very strong and powerful political reality. And that is that if a step back, if you think about Mayor Breed, at the end of the day, even with the black population in San Francisco decreasing to under 5%, that black community voted as a lock. And there's a lot of, criticism of saying that we vote as a group, but there's also a lot of strength in the fact that we have tended to vote as a group. And if, for example, the black community in San Francisco split their vote like the rest of the city, Would she be mayor? No. So when you have elections that are often decided by a small margin, I'm sorry, a 27% population is a powerful, powerful thing. And if you understand the power of the vote, why would you not? If you have a demographic advantage, why would you not want them accountable to you? And so, yeah, but if you don't understand that, and you don't understand how to make sure that they know you understand, so when you show up at their office, they understand that you would want to make the right decision about this. And before you go just giving the city away, before you go just letting things happen, you need to make sure that you're prepared when we show up either at City Hall or at the voting box. So that's kind of on us. If we're gonna get anywhere, it's gonna be incumbent upon us to understand that nobody's giving us anything. And that power is not gonna be unchallenged. You might as well know. Right now, while we don't know much, we have this susceptibility to divide and conquer things. And to me, it's kind of like we gotta get first real about understanding that we have power and making sure others know. If you guys want to divide it, buy one person off or, do that, do it at your own peril because, we're not going for this.
Yo, have you seen this?
UN report calling homeless conditions cruel and inhuman. Activists demand Oakland stop street removals. That's crazy. Cruel and inhuman.
Todd. But you know how many people are up under the highway?
It's no wonder.
You know you done messed up when the UN is writing whole reports calling your city inhumane.
This is not the town.
7,000 people.
That's what I heard. Or 14.
Or more.
Right.
Yeah, they're talking about like half of that is people who are underhoused.
Right.
7,000 additional people underhoused.
Right.
Alan! Have you seen this?
What are we supposed to do about this?
We have to build up.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, come on. But did you read that UN article?
I did.
That shit crazy. It's wild, right?
crazy.
Yeah, man.
Really
Yeah,
crazy.
man. So this is not the town that I grew up in, and I'm just trying to figure out what we can do about it. You got some bars for me or something?
Let's go. I got bars for everything.
Cause this town business every day, down till it fade away. Choking on the forest fire, smoking, still gon' make a play. The open doors and swinging like Diamond Park used to be with the rope. The daredevils hung from the overpass for the free. Oh me, I'm flying around the globe with the town on my chest. I guess I'm superhero-like, in that the dress is just a metaphor for iron blood and lead and lung and fire chords. The vocal or the tonal or the power we supplying for imaginations and imagination sands the MAGA shade. The babe been chasing greatness since before the Trump made hating spades in vogue again, and they don't that they never gonna get it. We die for the story, yeah, I said it. Word is scripture and we invented most of them anyway. That's why we tend to pack them in the temple lights up on the hill. Remind me that I'm back again. The data that we shatter as a matter of fact is scatter brains that you came from a land where trapping black vernacular is a master thesis, and the feet of the turf fiends is telekinesis, and the beat of the earth feeds the way that we be lit. Oakland, California, we breathe this.
What y'all wanna know about Oakland? Yes, we burn it down all day. It's the greatest metaphor for my home, y'all. We were situated on the coast to change the game. I ain't just talking about this music. I'm talking about the moment. You either feeling I am stupid. We got that real get loose shit. You know that there's no other. I've been around with these my culture. They call us gutter and gangster and hustler and hipster, hyphy and grimy, and y'all know we might be. You love us or hate us, still cannot fade us. We don't give a damn, we from the best place on earth. From the I'm from the
us warriors, even raid. We A's, we skyline the Mac. We woofers in the back. We beat back, bang. Hit him with a damn, he ballet beautiful. Stay on our toes in the O, learn it in utero. Unmovable, where everybody wanna be, nobody wanna be the next funeral. It's who you know, a little bit of bias. Town biz as usual. We built the city on love and soul. Black power, rock and roll, that's weed and crack. Girls on the track with sneaker pimps, both need a dad. That's heels and flats, terrain and shoes. Walk around the knees, pay your dues. Walk around the streets, survey the truth from the mouth of babes. Ask the youth, they give it to you real. Realer than you won't fuck how you feel. Don't want you here. Read between the lines, head for the hills, don't waste your time. Grew up on the spot, don't reach for mine. Schooled on the block, no teacher mine. You and what you got, no peace for mine. No sheep or swine, we bleep lines. Blood on this concrete, through the roads. Legacy for me, not you to own. Truth to bone, real as spit. 100 for 100, good as it gets. Step into the bat and fouling out. That's round amount, I'm towning out. That's how it's going down, towning out. J's on my feet, towned out. With grill on my teeth, I'm towning out. 3 college degrees, town
justice. This is for all my ghetto youth. This one is for Oakland. This is for those who stand for truth. This is for those who fight for justice. This is for all my ghetto youth. This one is for Oakland. I'm from the
people. My name is Blake Simons.
This is Destiny Wolf.
This is Kariga Bailey.
This is Liz Sack.
This is Jen Johns.
Hi, my name is Guapale, singer-songwriter, Oakland native.
This is Don Reed.
I'm Alan Jones.
This is Ruby Ibarra for the Haven Project.
This is Candace Elder from the East Oakland Collective here with the Haven Project.
This is our home.
This is our home.
This is our home.
This is our home. And we take care of our own.
And we take care of our own.
We take care of our own.
And we take care of our own.
We take care of our own.
Never heard of Thomas Mundy Peterson, the first black man to cast a ballot. The 15th Amendment took damn near 100 years till it was valid. Matter of fact, it wasn't until the Voting Rights Act of 1965 you start to see an impact. To stop the black vote, they go to desperate measures to suppress. Make us recite the Constitution, literacy tests, death threats. Even go so far, count them jelly beans in a jar. If it wasn't so important, why they try so hard to keep us from it? Women's suffrage, no wonder people still reluctant, don't believe in the process. Look at the numbers, less than 60% of the country hit the polls each November. That's why these politicians keep pushing they same agendas. At the end of the day, they elected to represent us. We all have the power. The power. We have the power. We all have the power. The power's in you, the power's in me. The power's in us, the power's in we. Let's take the powers till the people are free. Come on.
We must understand the politics of our community. We must know what part politics play in our lives. And until we become politically mature, we will always be misled, led astray, or deceived or maneuvered into supporting someone politically who doesn't have the good of our community at heart.
Couple ways to vote, choose one. Wait till November 3rd, or absentee. Early bird, catch the worm. You can drop off the ballot, just look up locations in your jurisdiction. Read up on them propositions and measures, It might take a little effort, hope you registered. These days, that's how we level up. Some states let you do it day of, don't risk it. If you rock with a party, you can vote down the ticket, get a voter guide from any org you trust online. It's on you to decide. 45 trying to disenfranchise. Who's the fraud? Electoral college is flawed. All my folks in swing states, yo, we counting on y'all to show up, show out, bring them out, bring them out. You can mail in your ballot, you ain't gotta leave the house. President trying to discredit the election already. When he lose, we lighting fireworks and tossing confetti. Stay up on them local races, the judges, the councils. They write legislation that affect us on a daily basis. School board affect your kids' education. Senators, representatives, there's so much at stake. We need participation, can't be complaining. Cuba, understand your position. Won't you start a coalition? Get the athletes and musicians, activists, make a statement with those doing the work, take over the government, I feel like, yeah, I could probably run for president, even if symbolic, yeah, we need better options, and it's obvious. Gotta play our part in the process until we start the revolution. This is the solution, cause we